This is an exclusive highlight from My Michigan TV. For more clips, full episodes, and featured stories, visit mymytv.com.
Welcome back to My Kitchen with Jake. I'm your host, Chef Jake Osborne, and I'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors, the Michigan Hospitality Foundation and MichiganFoodSafety.com. I'd also like to thank Marty for being here from Busy Hand Studios, accessible at busyhandstudios.com, where they do art supplies, artisanal art supplies, and that's the birthplace of Marty. You can find him there. You're awesome, and we love having you here.
Thank you. I love being here, Chef Jake.
Good. I'm really glad. So what we're about to do now, I know you're not excited about it, but we're going to do a little bit of math.
Okay.
So this is a mathematics smoothie, and this is something that's really important when you're bringing a kid into the kitchen, because it's an opportunity to do some reading, and it's an opportunity to work on some math without it actually being that terrible. So with our smoothie, we're doing a little bit of like a blueberry crisp kind of thing. It's kind of tasty one. So we're going to use some yogurt, we're going to use milk, blueberries, cashew, honey, a little banana, and maybe even a pinch of cinnamon.
Ooh.
So for our base recipe, the way that we've got it is we've got 1 cup of yogurt, 1 cup of milk, a half a cup of blueberries, a 1/4 cup of cashews, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 1 banana. And that's going to be about enough for me in the morning. But how many of us are there here, Marty?
Well, there's you, 1. There's me. There's 3. There's Laura. And a cameraman.
I'm a camera guy. So that's going to be a 4 times batch to serve us all.
Oh,
I'm not
my goodness.
certain our blender's quite that big. So let's just make 3, and the camera guy and I will split one. So if we're going to make this times 3, that's going to be an X for times 3. What kind of math are we looking at here? So we've got yogurt, 1 cup. How many cups of yogurt are we going to need if we're making enough for all 3 of us? Any idea?
Would it be 3?
It would be, yes.
Oh, okay, great.
So we're going to just erase that right quick. 3. Okay, and now what about milk?
I'm
One
not
cup
really
of
sure.
milk.
1 cup of milk.
But we're going to do it for 3 people.
Okay, how about 3?
Yeah, I think you got it. You're killing it. You're doing
Woo!
really good.
Woo!
All A's.
So Marty, how old are you?
Well, it depends. Are we doing times 3 or is it just...
Can you do times 3? All right. Well, think about that one.
Hold on, still thinking.
Oh, I know.
I don't know.
All right. Do you
That's
like
okay.
Do you like blueberries?
I love blueberries.
All right.
Okay, so
love
for
picking
our
them.
blueberries, we have a half a cup.
Okay.
If we times that by 3, what are we looking at?
Half a cup.
Half a cup, so a half
Uh-huh.
times 3.
Uh-huh.
So we're looking at a half times 2 is 1 whole cup, right?
Yeah, 1 whole cup.
Okay, but what if I have to do it one more time? So I got a half a cup, and another half a cup.
1.5 cups.
You're spot on.
Excellent.
Woohoo!
You're so good at this.
Right
So
on.
1.5. Okay, now with our cashews, we've got a 1/4 cup of cashews. That one's a little bit different, right? So anywhere that there's a 1, typically we can put a 3, right, to do our conversion.
Okay.
So we'd be looking at 1/4 3 times, which is going to look more like 3/4, right? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. How about 3/4? It's like 3/4, 75 cents, right?
Exactly, yeah, 75 cents.
Excellent.
Okay, now we've got 2 tablespoons of honey.
Uh-huh.
If we do that times 3, we're looking at 2 for
2.
me, 2 for
That's
her,
2.
and 2 for you.
Oh, terrific.
So 2, 4, 6, right?
All right.
Okay, and now we've got 1 banana. But for 3 of us, how many bananas are we going to need?
What would you think?
I'm going to say 3 bananas, but sometimes bananas overpower.
That's true. Would you
So-
like to scale it down and use 1.5 instead?
Maybe do to taste.
Ooh, I like that, to taste.
Or we could use 2, because I like bananas.
I do like
yeah.
banana
Or
too.
you could just do 3 times 3. I don't know.
Or you could make a banana peanut butter sandwich with that other half.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We'll do 2, and then I'll put TT. Chefs use that, and that's to taste, just like you said. So we'll do 2 to taste bananas. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, now when we're doing our measuring, this is a really good opportunity for youth to understand just what it looks like
For
when you're
me?
doing that math. Your youth today.
For me?
Yeah, for Marty's.
For me.
So this is a 1 pint. 1 pint is 2 cups. So can we do what we need to with this scoop? We've got 3 cups, 1.5 cups of blueberries. I thought we could put that in there.
Yeah.
You want to do some blueberries in this cup?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I always like to use frozen blueberries because it gives a better consistency to your smoothie, and it also, keeps it nice and cold.
I like the cold factor of it.
I also like that you can use Michigan blueberries that way.
All year round. Yep.
What do they say?
Yep.
1.5 cups? I think we're about there. I might have gone a little heavy, but don't tell anybody.
We all love blueberries, and they're
No.
good for you.
I'm gonna put these back in the freezer.
Blueberries are so good for you. Add that fruit in the morning.
Okay, now we've got 3 cups of milk. My cup only does 2 cups. So we could either get a different cup that's a little bit bigger, or I could do this up to 2 cups and then do another cup. So I think I'm just gonna do that because it seems easier. Are you okay with that, Marty?
Yeah, it sounds like good problem-solving technique.
Yeah, that way I don't have to dirty too many dishes.
Yeah.
I feel like you and dishes probably don't go well together.
No, dishes. My claws. Are you kidding me?
I
It's
know.
so bad.
They wouldn't scrub good.
No, it scrubs great actually. It scrubs
Plucks it
really
right
well,
off
but
there.
a little rough.
I'm gonna put this in the fridge.
And it is always a good idea to make sure that your surface was clean to start with, and your cups were clean, obviously.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't want a
And then-
germ smoothie.
And now we're going to get some yogurt out of there.
We
so
are.
we're going to use a clean spoon for that.
Yeah. You do see that I'm putting it back into my dirty bowl or my dirty measuring cup. That's not a bad thing to do so that we can not do all of those
Right.
dishes. If I was ever doing this for our friends that were allergic to something, I would not want to use that same dish, even though it saves dishes, right?
Right.
Because that's contamination.
Right. We want to make sure that our people don't end up in the hospital because we gave them something they're allergic to.
Good idea.
Well, that blender might just barely fit everything.
I know. I don't know if we'll be able to fit all of our bananas in there.
Well, we might have to start without the banana and then add it after.
I think that seems
Yeah.
smart.
Good idea.
Yeah, well, sometimes your blender...
You've done this before.
You know,
time or two.
I have made the blender blow up a couple of times because you put too much in there.
Oh, my goodness.
And then the top comes right off of it. And then you have a big mess.
Do you like cashews, Marty?
I love cashews.
I do too. They're
Wow,
so
pretty much.
tasty.
Everything you say, I love. This is good.
It is good. This is an easy recipe, and it's a really healthy one. Yogurt's a great thing for young people. It's a good thing for old people too. It's super digestible. It's
A
good
little
for
vitamin
anybody.
D.
Yeah.
Yep.
And did you know that even though it's made out of milk, it has more protein in it than milk does?
Wow.
Yeah, just from that lactic fermentation, you end up with more protein. Isn't that interesting?
That is so interesting.
All right, now honey, again, you don't want to give honey to somebody who's very, very young because they cannot digest the honey. But honey is a great natural sweetener.
It
Instead
is.
of adding sugar or something like that. If you used vanilla yogurt, you might not actually have to add the
Yeah.
honey because the blueberries are sweet, the bananas are sweet. So
But
depends
it's a
on what
good way
kind
to
of
build
yogurt
up your
you use.
resistance to local allergens.
Right. If
Yeah.
you're using local honey, it helps with your allergies.
Okay, so because we ended up sizing it down a little bit, we want to do 2 bananas. Think we can fit them in here?
Now, again, we want to be really careful with bananas because they're not clean on the outside,
No, they're not.
right? So you see that Jake put it in there without actually
Yeah, do you want to see
touching the
this trick?
banana.
So
Uh-huh.
this is how monkeys do it.
Yep.
They take it, everybody thinks that you use this part as a handle and break it.
Right.
But then it ends up making that part mashy. So what I like to do is I take this little part and I treat it like a button. And I
Uh-huh.
rip it off and then I pull it down.
Oh my
just like a
goodness.
monkey does.
So you were
Wow.
a monkey in your previous life?
I was. Yeah, just ask my siblings, they'll tell you.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, it explains a lot, actually.
Doesn't
I
it?
know a lot of monkeys.
Okay, so
Ah.
now we've got our blender put together. So we've got everything in there. It's pretty full. We've got the lid on for sure. I double checked. So we're gonna have a moment of kind of chaos,
But it
okay?
is
Okay,
a good
chaos.
idea to hang on to that lid because different ones, it can pop right off of there. So he's got a good handle on it, which is a good idea. And now he's going to make lots of noise.
Yeah, maybe it's a good time to ask Laura to tell us a story.
Tell you a
Tell
story
us about that one
or
time,
cover
Laura.
your ears.
looks really good. Okay, I think we can call it. I'm gonna go grab some cups.
Okay.
And we'll give it a try, okay?
Yum.
And we'll be right back when My Kitchen with Jake continues.
Hand me that towel.
This towel looks like the dish rag. I think it's time for a fresh one.
Again, this is one of the big issues that we have in home use. Did you replace that towel as often as you actually should? Especially if you have small children in the house. So making sure this is clean as well.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Welcome back to My Kitchen with Jake. I'm your host, Chef Jake Osborne, and I'm here with my friends Laura and Marty.
Hello.
Laura is from the Michigan Hospitality Foundation and the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association Education Foundation, and the MichiganFoodSafety.com website, which are our sponsors. Another one of our fabulous sponsors is Busy Hands Studios, busyhandsstudios.com. They do artisanal art supplies, and that's where Marty's from. Yep. So we just made a beautiful smoothie with yogurt and milk and cashews. I didn't put any cinnamon in it, but I kind of want to add a touch when we put it into the glass, just on the top. Are you into that?
Let's have a conversation about the glass, right? You pull it out of the kitchen counter or out of the kitchen cupboard.
Yeah.
Now, especially things like this where you're using disposable cups, if you're doing it for your friends, don't touch this part of it, right? Your hands need to be clean. Nobody wants to have your germs when they're putting this in their mouth. So think about that when you're doing this, and that's why keeping your cups upside down means you can actually touch the part that you don't put in your
Well,
mouth.
and if they're upside right, they just get full of dust anyway. And that's disgusting. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
So, okay, you want to, woo! A big old splashy serving of smoothie.
Oh my goodness. This looks so yummy.
Doesn't look great. As long as I don't spill it everywhere,
Yeah.
we'll be in good shape.
Does this one have a touch of cinnamon yet?
No, we're going to put
No.
it just on the top, I think.
Okay.
Sprinkle it on the
Yeah,
top.
just a quick
it'd be
dash.
lovely.
Oh, yum.
Well, you've got enough for the entire.
Yeah, we had, our math might have been, it was good math. We did good math.
We just
but,
need bigger cups.
you know, we got to be honest. There's a thing called a yield when you do recipes. And I didn't know what the yield was on this recipe. So we just times it by 3 a little willy-nilly. But that's okay. I don't mind. Do you?
No, I don't mind.
Yeah. Oh no, we have too much.
Oh, let's be careful when you're doing this. Again, you don't want to reach a dirty spoon or anything into that cinnamon because then that contaminates the cinnamon. But it's got that little sprinkle factor on this. We don't want too much. You want just enough. And that makes it so special.
That does make it special. That'll be really delicious.
And it smells lovely.
Yeah. So while we enjoy this, I want to
It
talk
smells
about
really good.
another thing right quick.
Ooh, you got a whiff
So-
of cinnamon there?
Isn't that great?
Wow.
Oh.
So I bought this while I was at the store picking up some of the items for our show today. I was just meandering through when I found strawberries or strawberry jam in kind of the wrong section. So this is a jam and jelly. This is a strawberry jelly. That's not actually a jelly.
What?
So yeah, so when you're cooking with kids, something to think about are the toys that they're playing with. Do they look like food items, but maybe they're not food items? This one has a great big label on it that says warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years old. Not a food product, do not eat. May stick, stain fabric, wood, carpet, and other surfaces.
Oh my
But it
goodness.
looks like jelly.
And so what in the world
Looks
is
just
it,
like
right?
jelly.
This is one of those silly putties. So
What?
it's a playing putty that looks exactly like strawberry jelly. but it's not strawberry jelly at all.
It even has seeds.
It even
You're telling
has
me
seeds.
that's not jelly?
I know, it's not real jelly.
Oh,
Smell it
man.
even. It smells
What?
just like it.
Oh, wow, that smells just like jelly.
I know, it makes me
Oh,
want to
that's
just put it right on a
crazy.
sandwich.
crazy.
Well, and
So-
the texture is also just
Right.
like jelly, except it's a playing putty.
Oh,
So this is
man.
supposed to be something that you can play with. It's supposed to be like a sensory toy, but it's contamination.
But that's also why you wouldn't want that for a young child who would stick it in their mouth.
Yeah.
You want it for an older child who actually knows the difference between real jelly and something that just smells like
Well,
jelly.
and I've got to be honest, if I didn't know myself and I just grabbed this out of the pantry,
It's very realistic.
It's very realistic and something that could really pose a risk. So clearly, this is something that you cannot have in your pantry, as it poses a major health risk for you and your child. So today we've covered some really good things. We covered faux food, we've covered some math, we covered some smoothies, we covered some healthy stuff. What are your main takeaways, Marty?
My main takeaways are that I can times 3 to make a high-yield smoothie.
Yeah, we
It'd be terrific. Can't
Absolutely.
try this one.
Absolutely delicious, huh? And I think we probably learned a little bit about making a germ sandwich earlier too, don't you think?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And how to peel a banana.
And how to peel a banana.
So
The right
those are
way.
life skills.
Yeah, and wash my vegetables
And your claws.
and my cucumbers.
Yup. So I'd like to thank you so much for coming, Marty. I'd like to thank you, Miss Laura, for joining us as well. I'd like to thank our sponsors, MichiganFoodSafety.com and the Michigan Hospitality Foundation. And I'd like to thank Busy Hands Studio for sending Marty out our way.
Thank you.
You've been absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
We love you. Thank you all so much for joining us for Michigan Kitchen with Jake. I'm your host, Chef Jake Osborne, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching My Michigan TV. If you like this video, head over to our website, mymytv.com, and subscribe for free today. That's mymytv.com. You can also download our free app for smartphones and smart TVs. My Michigan TV. All Michigan, streaming everywhere.